Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Natalie. In today's video, I will show you my everyday makeup routine. It's super easy, simple, and I use minimal products. I also did a voiceover for this video, so I hope you guys are okay with that. If you are new, please hit that red subscribe button. It would really help me out a lot. Like the video, leave a comment down below. Also, make sure you turn on your post notifications. It's the little bell right next to the subscribe button, so you are notified every single time I upload a new video. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Hey everybody. Today I'm going to be showing you my everyday makeup routine. First, by prepping the skin and just to hydrate a little bit, I use my Garnier Skin Active Rose Water Spray, and I just spray this when I can get it out. I spray this all over my face. I am not shy with this by any means. It really helps to prime the skin and get ready for makeup application. Next, I'm going to go in with my Dip Brow Pomade by Milani, and I believe this is in the shade Brunette. I'm not too sure what shade it is. I believe it's either brunette or brown, but I like it a lot. I think it fills in my brows perfectly the way I like them, and it's a natural pomade, so I really enjoy this a lot. Brows take forever to do though. That's a fact. So I don't show too much of this, but brows are probably my least favorite step in my makeup routine. Now I'm just making sure that they're even. Next I'm going to go in with some Vaseline. I usually do this first, but I sprayed my rose water spray first this time, but I had really chapped lips, so gotta go in with some Vaseline. Next, I'm gonna go in with my Maybelline Master Prime Hydrating Primer. This stuff, it usually works with most of my foundations, but I've noticed that it turns my skin really red whenever I use it, but that's not a deal breaker for me. I will still continue to use it. I love the way it feels. It feels really cooling on the skin, and it does the job for priming your skin. And I double prime too. I prime with like a spray, which is what you saw in the beginning, and then I use like a cream or an oil to prime again. For foundation, I'm going to go in with my L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear Foundation in the shade 405. I couldn't find the actual shade name on this particular foundation, but they do have the numbers on there, so that's just what I'm going off of. This is not my exact shade. This is just a little bit too yellow for me, but I still use it because I can get away with it once I put concealer on and, you know, all of the other makeup products on. Everything just kind of comes together and works for me, so. But this is I would say a full coverage foundation. I still have like redness peeking through, but overall it's pretty full coverage and I still like it, and it feels really good on the skin, so I'm gonna continue to use it. So I'm just blending this out all over. Now that that's all blended out, I usually go in with a little bit more in the T-zone. Not particularly on my chin, but I do put it on my forehead and both of my cheeks because, like I said, I have redness mainly in my cheek area, so I want to cover that just a little bit more. But yeah, so I'm just blending this out, making sure that it's all even. I'll blend for days. Next, I'm gonna go in with my e.l.f. Camo Concealer in the shade Light Peach. I've tried many different shades of this concealer, and the Light Peach is what works for me, like with this shade of foundation, I would say. I've tried a lighter one, I actually used a lighter one on New Year's Eve night, and that was way too bright for me, so I just went right back to the light peach one, and it works perfectly. Because I do like a brighter under eye, so you need more of like a yellow tone concealer. Now I'm just going to blend this out, and I know this looks like a lot of concealer. It looks like a lot at first, but it's just what works for me, and this concealer blends out perfectly for me. I haven't had any trouble with it. I think it's full coverage, and it gives me that bright under eye that I really like, and yeah, I really like it a lot. So I'm just blending this out, making sure there's no creases. The one thing I will say about this concealer is it does dry down a tad bit. It's a little bit more on the drying side, but overall it will still blend out if you just wait a couple seconds. And next, to set the under eyes, I use my Maybelline Fit Me Loose Powder. I believe this is just the translucent shade. I really like this powder a lot. I think it's a great powder for baking, but I don't necessarily bake under my eyes because I feel like it can dry my under eyes out quickly, but when I'm doing a full beat, I will use this to bake under my contour. But I just put this under my eyes and then I will quickly wipe it away. I also set my eyelids with this powder as well. It's just a very finely milled setting powder, and that's why I really like it a lot. And it doesn't leave a white cast under my eyes, which I've noticed with a lot of powders that I've tried will leave a white cast under my eyes. This one does not do that to me, so I will continue to use it. I think it's very affordable and it's a great powder. And to set my entire face, I use the Wet n Wild Photo Focus powder. Again, this is just the translucent shade. I have tried so many powders to set my entire face with, and this is the only one that actually just melts into the skin. It sets the face. It's so finely milled, and it does not leave a white cast on my entire face. I've tried like the Airspun powder that leaves a white cast on my face. This powder does not change the color of my foundation. I highly recommend this powder. It's like $4 at Walmart, and I'm pretty sure it's affordable at Target too, but I do recommend this powder for all over the face. So I just put it in a couple areas, and then I will use this big brush to kind of just diffuse the powder all over the face. So I'm not like caking up a bunch of powder all over my face. I just kind of put it in the T-zone and then use the brush to go over the entire face with the little bit of powder that I put on. And in between my makeup, I like to freshen up with the rose water spray that I use to prime my face at the beginning. I just feel like it kind of melts the powders and everything all together, and then I'll go over it with one of my sponges just to kind of melt all of the products together. I really enjoy doing this in between my makeup steps. And I got powder in my eyes, it's just like I always do. To bronze, I'm going to go in with my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in the shade Bronzer. A friend got this for me, and I have been loving it ever since. It smells like coconuts too. It's like the best bronzer I've used. I kind of go heavy on the bronzer. I love bronzer. Bronzer is probably one of my favorite steps of all. It really just brings the makeup together, I would say. But here I am, just like kind of contouring, kind of bronzing. I don't do too much contouring just on an everyday basis, but I do love contour. Gonna take it down the neck too. This bronzer feels so good. I've just put it everywhere. I put it all over my face. If I could set my entire face with this, I probably would. It literally smells amazing too. You should definitely go get it. I also, on an everyday basis, will just take my bronzer and run it through my crease. I think this is so easy to do if you don't want to wear eyeshadow specifically. It's also really good just like if you're traveling and you don't want to bring an eyeshadow palette, you can just put some bronzer in the crease and it works. I also take this under my eyes on the lower lash line as well. I think it brings everything together. And I actually just recently started doing this too, and I really enjoy it a lot. For blush, I'm going to be taking my Milani blush in the shade Rose, or Primrose, I believe. It's one of those two shades. I can't quite remember. But it's one of my favorite blushes. It's not too pink, it's not too berry toned or too mauve. It's just the perfect shade for me right now. This blush is really soft too. I really enjoy it. And again, I take that blush and put it in my crease as well, because I feel like it's when you use the bronzer and the blush that you used on your face, it brings everything together. So I've been enjoying doing this. And for highlight, I just discovered this new highlight. It's by Wet n Wild, and it's in the shade I'm So Lit. This is a loose highlight. I did not think that I would like loose highlights, but I really like this one. It's so pigmented, and I highly recommend this. It's like, I think it's like $5 at the drugstore. If I'm not mistaken, it might be $6, but still very affordable. But I like to take what's in the cap, and I'll just take a tiny little brush, and I will use this to highlight my inner corners. This is like the best highlight that I have found at the drugstore so far. I will also use that little bit and highlight my brow bone too as well. But you are definitely about to see how blinding this highlight can get on the cheekbones. It's so good. Again, I highly recommend this. Oh, there it is. My face every time I use this highlight. It just wows me every single time. So I just use this little fan brush. I used to not really like fan brushes, but here lately I've been getting more into it because I feel like a fan brush diffuses a loose highlight better than a tapered brush. I was using a tapered brush for this highlight and it just was not diffusing it. And if you put too much on, you can just go back over with your powder brush like I do. But then again, I always go back in with a little bit more. It's just so good. I'll just kind of look at everything, see if there's anything else I want to go back in with. I usually go back in with my bronzer or blush. And here I am shaking this up. I believe this is my setting spray. With this setting spray, you have to shake a lot. Yes, this is the Flower Beauty Seal the Deal setting spray. It's the hydrating one. It leaves your makeup dewy. So if you like dewiness, I suggest this. I would say this is a cheaper alternative to the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. So good, but like I said, you have to shake this up. And then I'll just go over everything with my beauty blender just to kind of melt everything into the skin. Then I will just go over my brows with my spoolie, putting them in place. I don't always do this though, but today I did. Now I'm going to go in with my CoverGirl Clear Brow Gel. I believe this is the Breezy Brow. Just something I've been recently doing to my brows. Here I am trying to find my mascara, get powder out of my eyes. For mascara, I'm going to be using the NYX On The Rise mascara. I just discovered this. I watched a YouTube video and someone said that this was really good, so I've been trying it out. Don't know if I like it too much, but I will definitely let you know what I think. On an everyday basis, I do like 1 to 2 coats of mascara, and that's really about it. But if I'm being honest with you, on like an everyday basis, there are times where I will just do my face makeup and I will not wear mascara. I will go through phases where I just don't even want to wear mascara. I find it really annoying sometimes. But I do like this so far. It's been okay. It's not the best. I prefer the L'Oreal one, but. And now I'm going to go in with my Garnier Micellar Cleansing Water. I use this to take off my makeup. I found that going in with a little bit of this on a Q-tip really gets my makeup off of my lips precisely. I've tried using a makeup wipe and it doesn't really get it off precisely, so I go in with a Q-tip. And now I'm just going to go in with a little bit more Vaseline. I always do this before lip products. And last but not least, my lip gloss. I really like this NYX Butter Gloss. It's in the shade Fortune Cookie. It's the most natural shade that I have found, and I really enjoy this a lot. It's probably one of the best butter glosses I've used from NYX. I like all their lip products though, they're all really good. Now I'm just going to take out my hair. And here we go, guys. This is my everyday makeup routine. It's really simple. I don't really use many products, I would say. This is what works for me, and this is how it comes out. I really hope you enjoyed it. Bye, guys.